Kipper, one of those uniquely British words. A cultural shorthand, as British as a cup of tea. But what exactly is a kipper? Well, a kipper is a herring which has been butterflied, salted, and smoked. There are many theories on the origin of the word kipper, but none of them are particularly satisfactory. Likewise, the origin of the process is lost in the mists of time. Anglo-Norman poet Walter of Bibbsworth mentions red herrings, another name for a kipper, in his 13th century poem, The Treatise.
What rhymes with herring?
And we know from his diary that Samuel Pepys had kippers for breakfast on the 28th of February 1660.
Nice kips. Might bury some cheese later.
But it was in the mid-1800s that a burgeoning railway network allowed for the rapid transportation of fish inland.
Yay, we're going to Hogwarts!
Triggering an explosion of kipper consumption across the UK. Soon, everyone from Cockney barrow boys to the landed gentry were enjoying a kipper for breakfast or as a tea time snack. Whole seaside towns were dedicated to kipper production. Fleets of small boats caught the herrings and brought them back to harbour,
Silver gold.
where they were gutted, washed, pickled in brine, and dried out before being cold smoked over oak chips. If you've never had a kipper, you need to try one. Salty, smoky, moist, they're delicious. They can be eaten hot or cold, and there are many recipes. But the best place to start is the classic, kippers on toast. Simply remove the plump, luscious fillet from the skin and flake liberally over hot buttered toast. Such was the ubiquity of kippers on the British dinner table that words and phrases related to kippers and kipper production quickly entered the national lexicon. Having a kip, meaning to go to sleep or have a nap, is derived from the kip houses, the tiny tumble-down cottages to which the kipper-producing villagers would retire after a long day of kippering. An East End gangster might be done up like a kipper, meaning he was framed or otherwise tricked.
It's a stitch up.
If a car was belching smoke, the engine was said to be kippered. And in 1966, the aptly named British fashion designer Michael Fish invented the kipper tie, sported by fashionable gents all through the 1970s. It was here, though, that the kipper began to fade from British life. In 1977, an article in the New York Times described how overfishing in the North Sea had pushed herring prices so high that kipper production was no longer financially viable. And with trendy new fast food coming over from the States,
Big Mac attackers go.
by the 1980s, kippers had largely vanished from the British menu. But they never totally disappeared. And with the health benefits of oily fish becoming widely recognised in the 2000s, kippers made a comeback, updated for the modern consumer. Gone are the fiddly little bones, in a variety of new smoky flavours, glazes and seasonings. So next time you're in the supermarket, head over to the fish aisle and treat yourself to a delicious fillet of British cultural history.